PR Connections Radio presents.
Hello, how are you today? My name is Toy Moore, and I am the host of Talks with Toy, aka TWT. I am going to be your host and talk about all kind of different things. We're going to have some fun talking about funny stuff or nice stuff. We're also going to talk about a lot of informative issues. My main purpose, I'll be interviewing people who are in different careers, career paths, jobs, things that are just interesting, things that I find that the world needs to know about their experience on how they got into the certain field that they're in and how they can learn from them, grow from them, and be like them if they'd like to. I'm also going to do eventually a segment called Adult Conversations where we will talk about sex and relationships. That will be a hot one. And I am an author and a publisher. I have my latest book number 15. It's going to be coming out in February. It's called Celebrity Life Behind the Scenes. And I will be featuring 50 celebrities that I have met in my time and just having a little snippet of information on how I met them, where I met them, and my experience with them. Some of the stories will be a couple paragraphs, some may be several pages. Depends on the time that I've spent with the different celebrities. It'll be pictures in it and everything, so it'll be a lot of fun. You can go to my website, toymoore.com. That's TOIMOORE.com to find out more about me. My books are all for sale on Amazon.com. And I would love for you to subscribe to my YouTube page so that you can watch the upcoming videos that I have on Talks with Toy. So anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for coming to watch the segment of Talk with Toy. And right now, I would like to bring in my guest, Rob Mason. Rob, how are you doing today?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I am great. Now, Rob is here. He calls himself a super entrepreneur. Did I get that right?
Superpreneur, yes.
Superpreneur. So Rob is going to talk to us about entrepreneurship. He's going to let the audience know how he got into the field, what he's doing to stay into the field, and his thoughts about being in the field. And also, some of you who are interested in what he's doing, maybe you can get a few tidbits and learn about how to stay involved in the field of being an entrepreneur. So Rob, why don't you first off start letting us know a little bit about you and your background. Tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I am a business owner, a business coach, a business college professor, and a man for most seasons, not every season. But anyway, I spent a lot of time with folks trying to help them be able to launch a business, continue to grow a business, and then understand how we need to evolve from time to time. Where we start isn't always where we're going to finish. And then there's different rules of the game. Sometimes we find ourselves chasing all the shiny objects. Hey, I want to do this. I want to do that. And we do this too. But I really teach people now to focus on the little things and doing the little things well. And so I'm a business owner of what we call the Leading Edge Learning Center, which is our company's been 20 years. So we started.
Congratulations on that.
2004, and we're still going. And I have another business called The Office, where we provide office services, office support, mailboxes, voicemail, and then also coaching. So we do that as well. Then I have a foundation that's for education, providing additional educational service and more leadership and other things for those who aren't necessarily in the same financial shape as the for that they were doing for pay business. Then I have a real estate partnership on, and then I also do a few other things. Like I said, I teach college, I coach businesses and other things. So those are the several different streams of things that I do. And And like I said, I enjoy what I do every day.
Oh, you sound like you have your hands full for sure.
Yeah.
With all of what you do you have time for to have a personal life?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You have to, it's just like everybody else, right? We all, at the end of the day, we all have to sleep. We have to wake up. We have to live, love and laugh,
Balance.
right?
Yeah, balance it.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, how did you first get involved in becoming an entrepreneur? And what was your first career choice that you started in the field of entrepreneurship?
Well, how I got started was just, I was, being young in New Jersey and,
Hmm.
watching TV in the wintertime, being cold, looking at Magnum PI and other stuff. And these guys are in California with the palm trees and guys are rolling up with the drop top Porsche cars and things of that nature. And it's
Uh-huh.
like, you have to see it to want to become it. So
Right.
I
Right.
wanted to kind of have a life with fewer limits. So
Okay.
as time went on, I just was able to try things. Being able to, started cutting grass and picking blueberries and being an entrepreneur at the lowest level, and then figuring out how to speak up when others won't speak up. Hey, if I'm inquisitive, I want to ask, and
Right.
if I
Right.
asked, I would get answers. And then to
Right.
answer the other part is my first business was easy. It was, I had an idea. Let me start a janitorial service. So I used to
Okay.
read some of the business books, and they had little ads for companies where you can be a franchisee. And I said, you know what? I can just go ahead and start this. So I just started and I figured out what it took to start a janitorial business. And that was my first.
Okay. Okay. And how long did you do that one?
Oh, I did that for probably about 3 years. And then I realized I learned a lot on that because at the end of it, I didn't have it built the right way. So if you build it the right way, you can sell it at the end.
Okay.
But I didn't build it the right way. And there's so many people out here nowadays. I'm working with some right now, and I tell them the importance of having the documentation, a
Yeah.
bank account, banking
Mm-hmm.
statements,
Mm-hmm.
invoice. You have to be able to show the value, of books.
But I also would say, I mean, if that was not a successful, but maybe what would be considered a failed opportunity, but you learned from it. And that's the most important thing. A lot of times people either don't want to start something or they don't want to finish something because it's not working right for them. And I understand some things have to come to an end, but the most important thing is what did you learn from it to make you do a better job when you go into your next adventure. So I take it that you learned a lot from that, not setting it up the right way, and now you're able to educate people on how to do it the right way. So they are learning from your failures or your falls that you have done.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. So so you say you have a learning center now.
Hmm.
So can you explain a little bit about your learning center and what got you in that 20 years? Congratulations on that. So
Okay.
what got you started with that and what exactly do you guys offer and do you do in your learning center now?
Okay, there's a lot. I'm gonna try to be quick with this. So,
Okay.
how I got started, I was a single dad, and I lived in a cul-de-sac where my neighbors uh, were from Mexico and had an eighth grade education, and that was it. They were hardworking, but
Hmm.
I'm like the king of the cul-de-sac, the guy that's got the master's degree and is teaching college and everything. And it didn't matter. We all had the same problem. We couldn't. None of the kids could take the books home. So as
Okay.
parents, how are you going to be able to help your kids if you don't even have a book for reference?
Hmm.
And then you have
Hmm.
other folks who are going to be challenged with helping them anyway. So
Hmm.
I became the voice of reason and got on the school site council and other stuff. But at that time, I was also teaching college at Merino
Okay.
Valley at Riverside Community College first, and I had a passion, for helping, and tutoring was a
Hmm.
big need. because we only have one agency in town, and the price was $600 20 years ago.
Mm.
So most
Mm-hmm.
families couldn't
Wow.
afford it. And then we had
Right.
some
Right.
folks that had to take out loans to get that. So
Yeah.
that's how that was. Now so at one point we had contracts from San Isidro in San Diego, the tip of the state, right on the border,
Okay.
all the way to Sacramento. That was a lot of
Okay.
work. But
Mm-hmm.
now we mainly mainly work Inland Empire. We do some things in San Diego still, but it's still a very good business. There are some challenges, and but the things that we provide are K through 12 education. We do
Okay.
ASVAB, we do STEM, we do other things. We have a couple other divisions. We have a makers division, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and the makers allows people to do different things. They can make balloon arcs. They can do um, paintings. They can have a uh, wine and sip, or they can have, you know, paint and sip for kids, where they have Kool-Aid or juice, and they
Okay.
paint. So we do a number of those, and that's in our makers division. Then we have another
Okay.
professional division. It's called the Institute for Leadership and Professional Development, where we do coaching, executive level training, and mentoring and leadership and other things. So we do a lot.
And then approximately how many students do you have and how many of your learning centers do you operate from?
Four centers and students. We do a number of students at their school sites. We're probably more predominant at the school sites than we are in office. So
Okay.
I would say right now we have about a couple thousand students that we effectively work with on a daily basis.
Okay. So your teachers actually go to the schools and maybe help to do tutoring for the students at their school's campus?
Yeah, after school.
That's
Yes. Mhm.
okay. All right. And so what is something that you have learned from the experience that you have with your school, with your learning center? What is say the greatest thing that you've learned from it or that you have gained from your center?
Well, the greatest gain, a very good question, by the way. The greatest gain is really understanding that, you know, people know what you tell them. So if you're not telling people about your service, you're not
Mm-hmm.
communicating with your stakeholders, you're not
Mm-hmm.
providing reports, uh, you know, no matter how far we get in AI and all these other things, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's still a people business, right? Uh,
Okay.
so so the biggest gain is really understanding that we have to have data. We have to have information about our customers. We have to
Mm-hmm.
have communication with the leadership, and then
Mm-hmm.
things evolve. So it's funny, we may give it a different name. It was
Mm-hmm.
something different 10 years ago or 12 years ago, right? Somebody else comes
Yeah.
back, they give it a new name, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden this is the big deal, but we've seen it again. So those are my takeaways.
So when you bring up AI, does
Mhm.
AI help your business or does it hurt your business?
It doesn't hurt. It really doesn't affect us at this level, because
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen anybody who can sit down and teach themselves calculus and
Okay.
understand it by themselves. So there still is a human interaction and things that we need to do. Now, automation has helped all areas of teaching, but
Okay.
yeah, but AI would be great for helping with scheduling and things of that nature.
Okay. Now, are you still a professor at any of the colleges or are you just solely doing your own thing?
I happen to be at a college right now. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, that's a good one of the things that I love to do, and I spend good amount of time. It keeps you in the game. You want to be able to interact and share. All the things I think the best thing that I could say that I have over a lot of people is the stories, the information, the experiences that a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people, and even young executives, young
Mm-hmm.
CEOs, there's a lot of stories that they haven't encountered yet, but we can teach them. So those are the things that I like to do and I'm passionate about.
So what is something that maybe some of your students and or teachers have expressed to you on how your learning center has helped them?
Well, I have a good friend who was a customer, and
Mm-hmm.
her son was going through a lot. She brought him
Mm-hmm.
in to the learning center. He connected, and it changed his whole situation in school. We've had the
Mm-hmm.
same situation over and over again. We've had students that were going places and they were
Mm-hmm.
throwaway kids, for lack of better
Okay.
words. Nobody else wanted,
Okay.
no one can help them. But we took the time
Okay.
to do the research on
Mm-hmm.
the needs of the student, and we're able to effectively change the lives of the students.
So when saying that, are a lot of in your professional take, are most of the students who are considered throwaways, are those students who are of color?
Um, no, I would say actually they come in all, everybody has some of the same problems, right?
Okay.
Now, some of them have the same problems. You may have
Mm-hmm.
some that have less solutions, okay? But
Okay.
a lot of kids have the same problems. So I would say that has been our experiences. Same problems. Some have fewer solutions. Some have less funding. Uh,
Okay.
the other part is some folks are fear based. Look at the things that are going on in the world right now. We got a whole, I can tell you, at, there used to be days of walking and knocking on doors in Riverside trying to get people the information where they could sign up for free tutoring. And folks, you don't
Yeah.
want to answer the door. I wonder
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
read between the line on that one, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I remember one of my sons being in high school and he had a hard time in some of his classes. We were going to try to find a tutor, but like you say, they're very expensive.
Right.
So he was right on the border of special ed or whatever. And
Hmm.
so we had him retake the test and didn't want him to pass because that was the only way he can get free tutoring,
Right.
and
Absolutely.
so
Mhm.
it's kind of like, you need the tutoring. You don't want to flunk out of school, but we don't have the money. And the only way you can get it for free is if you are a special ed student. So he was like right on the borderline, but it worked. He was able to get tutoring. He was able to graduate from school and went on to do
Mhm.
great things. So, yeah, yeah. So I know that you are also really involved in your community. You have been president of your Rotary Club in your area. So
Mhm.
what do you get out of being involved in the community? What's your greatest accomplishment or the things that you love the most about being in the community?
Well, again, being in the community, all these things come down to leadership, right? And
Okay.
a lot of people don't don't know how to have shared participation. So one thing with
Mm-hmm.
Rotary, we change our leadership every year. So the president stays only 1 year, and it goes into somebody else's. And
Mm-hmm.
so those are the things. But what happens is if your heart is in community and doing this work, then you have
Mm-hmm.
to be able to pull the rope for others. So
Okay.
sometimes, hey, I might be leading the rope, but
Uh-huh.
now it's somebody I need to support someone else. And there's times
Okay.
where, hey, it might be a treasurer, and after that, but I have my own business and other stuff. I was a treasurer at Paris Chamber, and now I'm just a regular board member, but I'm also still a coach because we have
Okay.
folks that are trying to learn things, and I can provide some wisdom and things of that nature, and I can go ahead and pull the rope for other people and not have to be the guy. Oh, look at me, I'm in charge of this and that and the other. So those things
Mm-hmm.
are it's equally important to clap for other people. And so those are things I'm passionate about. Let's help people. Let's do a good job. What I always focus on, if I do something, I want to leave it better than when I found it. Make sure it's in good shape.
Okay. All right. And so if someone wanted to become an entrepreneur, what advice can you offer them to make their first steps or to be a better entrepreneur? What is something that you can offer advice wise to that person who is seeking a field that you're in?
Okay, a very good question. I'm glad you asked it. First of all, first one is listen and learn, because you
Okay.
have some folks that swear they got a business and they will
Okay.
argue with you and tell you they have a business, and you can't tell them that they have parts of a business, but you don't have a business. But if we can work together collectively, then I can
Mhm.
help you have a business, and that would, potentially prosper if you're able to do things. So one, if you get a
Yes.
coach, make sure you're able to listen and learn and take baby
Okay.
steps. The other thing I
Okay.
would say that's critically important, not just in entrepreneurship, but in any leadership position in business,
Okay.
any job, is
Hmm.
focus on doing the little things and do the little things well. I'll give you quick examples. I have
Okay.
a guy who is a good guy. He's eager, and he always wants to grab the mic and wants to be the rah rah leader guy. And it's like, well, you
Hmm.
got to be able to do the little things.
Okay.
So I had him the other day, and I said, look, we have an event on this day. You need to be there at this time in the morning. I
Hmm.
said, and the uniform of the day is a suit. You don't have to
Okay.
have a tie, but please wear a suit because that's going to be the uniform of the day.
Okay.
Well, he shows up 40 minutes late, and he shows up with a pair of slacks on, a brand new shirt he just took out the package with a whole bunch of wrinkles and folds in it, and no jacket. Okay. So you know, you have to follow the assignment and do the little
Hmm.
things, right? And just do the
Hmm.
little things and do them well. And then guess what? People will take you automatically to the next level. When you do those things really well, then people offer you more. And that's how your
Yeah.
money begins to grow. So for all entrepreneurs, business people, always is the little things. I don't care if you're a CEO, come in and work on the little things first. We have the vision over here, but if the engine of the car is tore up, let's work on the little things. Let's fine tune the engine first, and then we can work on getting on the journey later.
Right, right, right. Okay, I got you. And so when you deal with the companies in the area, just the community events, does that help gain you a lot of your students, make people more aware of what you're doing, or how do you go about gaining knowledge of who your company is and what you guys offer?
Well, what we try to do is, if you don't tell people who you are, what you do, and how you can help
Mhm.
them, whose fault is it? It's my fault,
Okay,
right?
okay.
So part of it is you have to go to where the fish are biting, right?
Hmm.
So and
Hmm.
then one of the mistakes I made years ago was, oh, we wanted to join the Chamber of Commerce. Well, it
Hmm.
was a big mistake at that time because we were joining the Chamber of Commerce, and this is business to business. Now, if I'm
Okay.
selling consulting services, then okay, now I can talk to business because I can train your employees. But when I'm selling
Okay.
only tutoring service, that's the wrong
Hmm.
lake to fish in because they're not the end user customer, right?
Okay.
I need to talk to people, to families. So
Okay.
when you're an entrepreneur, is really understanding what lakes you need to fish in, right, to be able to catch a
Okay.
fish, and then you
Okay.
got to clean the fish. Okay, so
Okay. All right. I guess the more you can do for yourself, the more you can be of help to someone else.
everything I've set up really, the days of me trying to do everything, there's a man upstairs who had a few strong words and shut me down on some of the things when I was going crazy, jumping into this and that and the other. And
Okay.
the blessing, hey, the blessings can dry up really quick. So
Yeah.
what I've learned is be a provider for other people. So I have a lot of
Hmm.
small nonprofits. I do, different events. I have one coming up in February 13th where it's called a coffee catch up. And we'll invite
Okay.
folks in. You have a business. Hey, you're going to, we'll talk about a couple broad things. And after that, we'll have each uh, person in the group or each for-profit or nonprofit who takes part. Hey, you got 5 minutes on the stage to tell about anything that you're working on that you want support on to all these collaborative partners. And there's,
Okay.
we don't bill them for that. We allow them to be a collaborative partner, be on our website too, because as a collaborative partner, because if people call up, they're looking for something from us. Hey, we'd
Mm-hmm.
love to help you, but we don't do that anymore. But if you
Okay.
go on our website and call Judy Jones, they do an excellent job and would probably love to have your business. So then that way we can refer these things back to other people. So if you don't give to other people, you don't get. So we've spent a
Right.
lot of time doing those things as well.
Now, are you able to operate your business through grants, or is it just money coming from the students, from the person that is getting the services? How do you guys keep your business afloat?
Okay, most of it is we run it. We run our for-profit business by two ways. One, private pay customers, and then
Mm-hmm.
contracts. The one of the things I beat on the drum about every day is we have to have a good amount of both. The reason
Okay.
being is with contracts, there's really not much community branding, right? Because hey, a school district may be paying for it, but all the customers don't really know, right? The kids see us, but but no one knows the brand. The other part about it that becomes
Okay.
challenges if you have a contract. Contracts have a beginning and then they have an end. Okay.
Okay.
And it's not fun when they end because then you have to wait and try to go back out unless you can get what we call as an evergreen contract that goes and it self renews at this date every
Okay.
year. But the so we need to have a balance of both. And then the other part is when we don't have a balance of both, it becomes really challenging because then all your money is tied up. Now, to get to your other part of your question, grants. We have gotten grants for both our for
Mm-hmm.
profit business and our
Mm-hmm.
nonprofit business. The
Okay.
nonprofit business is difficult at times because you're competing with a lot of other people.
Okay.
So if this is a word for folks who are listening that may think about or may have a nonprofit, if you don't, if you're not able to show your work,
Okay.
and if you're not able to show where you're putting your money, then why would you ask anybody else? And that's what they
Right.
want to
Right.
see at times who
What?
on your
Yeah.
board and how much have they given. So that
Right.
can be
Right.
something. Instead of how
Right.
much are they getting paid, is how much have they given to the
Yeah.
organization. So those are
Yeah.
for those things. The for-profit, there's economic development departments in a lot of cities, and they want to be able to make sure their small businesses are good. So them giving up, between $5,000 to $20,000 in small grants would be a great place for most people to check. Start at economic development, and then also check with their chambers of commerce and see if they may have some additional information.
Okay. And does your learning center write grants or teach people how to write grants? Because I know that's a pretty popular thing that's not easy to do. So do you guys teach or work on that? Help people to get
Absolutely,
in?
absolutely not.
Oh. And why is that?
Well, we explore and do our own thing on grants, and then there's other
Okay.
times where there are grant writers and people that, oh, I can do this, and some people are really good
Yeah.
at it, and then some
Yeah.
people dabble in it and get lucky,
Okay.
and
Okay.
so uh, we're a volume player. We want to be able to get, hey, every week we want to, what I tell my folks are, we want to put two different grant proposals out every week. And I look at
Okay.
it, if we pick the right ones and we get 8 out every month, then every 60 to 90 days, if we put out 24, then we
Uh-huh.
should be able to get 2 out of those 24. And the
Okay.
challenge is some may be only $5,000 and
Uh-huh.
some may be more, but
Okay.
it takes about that much. You have to apply for about 24 to win 1 or 2.
Okay. All right. And so what is something that you guys are aiming for in the future, or what do you see your next 5 years, where your business will be at within the next 5 years? What are you guys looking forward to in the years ahead?
Uh, Very good question again. I think for me, probably in the next 3 years, I would love to probably sell my business to my son and his wife, or someone else, and take my chips off the table, and go and do something else. However, the consulting side or the Institute for Leadership and Professional Development, I will still continue to do. So whenever that time is, that piece of the business will be not negotiable. I will
Mhm.
take it with me. I will still continue to lead and provide leadership and guidance for the nonprofit, and I will still deliver professional services and continue to teach college and those things. But that's what I look forward to, and that probably, and then I can sit on the board if my son and daughter-in-law, if they purchase it, I'll be there as a guiding light to help them, when it comes to decision making times if they need it. But other than that, I'll be able to take my chips off the table
Uh-huh.
and do some things I really want to passionately do.
Yeah. Enjoy the hard work, huh?
Travel.
Yes. Travel, travel, travel. So what is something that maybe I didn't ask you that you'd like to add that would be informative or important or fun or whatever to our audience?
Oh, okay. One thing I think is really, 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 really important, and I learned this probably last semester. I took over for
Mm-hmm.
someone in the spur of the moment. And what I got a chance to really, really learn by being involved in different programs, as we've been talking about, going to the
Mm-hmm.
community, taking students here and there to see things they haven't experienced so they can figure out
Okay.
what their why is. And
Mm-hmm.
also, going on some tours and seeing things. So it's one thing to be one place in your business, one
Mm-hmm.
place even as a college professor. A lot of people go to the same place every day to see the same thing, so
Mm-hmm.
nothing changes. But when you go out
Mm-hmm.
and see other places and you see
Okay.
modernization, you see innovation, you see other ideas, you can say, hey,
Yes.
if we tweak this sauce a little bit this way. So I say for everybody here
Mm-hmm.
is always listen to something different. Go see something different. Look at
Okay.
other people's point of view. It doesn't always have to be about how we're doing it. And I've had people that we've had, conversations because hey, they started with me maybe year 6, and then we were doing things for 3 or 4 years a certain way, and then we talk about it, and I would say, it doesn't mean that we weren't stupid then. We just
Yeah.
didn't know any better. Now that we've
Right.
learned, there's new stuff
Yes.
out here. So with all
Right.
this new technology, there's a lot of free programs. We got AI and other stuff. Don't run from the train. Run to the train and get on it. Learn. Take a few
Okay.
minutes out and learn, because it's a competition and it's going to be tougher and tougher. And for people in the job market, you have to be competitive. No
Right.
one's just going to give you something. And the days of, oh, my boy is gonna hook me up or give me the plug. Guess what?
Right.
You better be ready. And so take advantage of those. Relationships still matter, and then treat people well. Those are my
Okay.
takes.
Okay. And your event that you have coming up in February, if someone wanted to get involved with it, how would they find out about the event, and who would they contact?
Oh, you can contact. You can go to our website. So it's Leaf, or LEE Foundation Inc.org. and you can sign up there.
Okay.
We'll by Friday we'll have the information on that website to come to the coffee catch up meeting. Normally they'll start
Okay.
about 8:30, and it'll go to about 10 o'clock. And just come with an open mind. Come being able to tell your story and have your pet projects that you want support with, and those are the things that we ask people to do.
How many people usually show up at that event?
Our first one that we did, I think actually was our second one. We had about 20, 30 people come.
Okay. All
And
right.
these are small business owners. We have
Mhm.
folks who do mobile bartending. We have folks that do, uh, have nonprofits. We have folks that do real estate. We have others that do uh, folks that take care of folks who have been abused. We have all sorts of different companies, and
Okay.
they all have a mouthpiece, which is good, and a platform to use.
Now, are these vendor tables that people will purchase for vendor price, or do they just come aboard and they're given that form for free?
Oh, I told you already. I'm a giver, not a taker. So when it comes to the coffee catch up, here's the benefit. If you come to the coffee catch up and
Hmm.
you're a collaborative partner, you don't pay anything. We're hosting
Okay.
this because we want to have engagement. But what it allows us to do too, now if you signed up to be a collaborative partner, that still doesn't cost you anything. You send us our logo. You send us your logo, and we'll put it on our website. We're going to give you a little logo to stick on your website that says collaborative partner, and then
Okay.
you'll be in that program. Now, when we have the bigger events, then you'll be able to get a table, uh, maybe for 10 or $15 versus spending 150 to $200
Okay.
because
Okay.
you've been with us, right? You're in the
Okay.
family. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And if someone wants to become a part of your learning center, get into the tutoring or the different services that you offer through the learning center, how would they get in touch with you or with your company to be a part of that and to learn more of what you guys offer?
Okay, you can go to our website. It's one leadingedgelearningcenter.com, and you can start there. You can
Spell
call
that
us
out for us, please.
leading
Hmm.
LeadingEdgelearning
Okay.
center center.com. So
Okay.
leadingedgelearningcenter.com, and then our
Okay.
phone number is 951-684-3811. So start there. We do have positions open, plenty of them, and we want folks to, just care about kids, care about families. Those things are important.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, and I think your center or whatever you guys going to help me promote my new book, Talking
Oh man,
Celebrity Life.
yeah,
I'm picking on you so you can help me with some of my marketing stuff. I'm
yeah.
the writer, not the marketing person, but
Well, no, we'll help you.
waiting on you to help me out.
I got you. I got you. We probably have our women's conference probably in April this year, and that
All
might be a
right.
good place for you to tell your story.
All
Pour
right.
it.
All right. Okay. Well, I want to say thank you for coming on Talks
Mhm.
with Toy. I look forward to hearing more about how your center is going, the different things that you're involved in. I know you're involved in all kind of stuff. I see you around quite a bit, so that's very good being a part of the community in a way that you do. So again, thank you for being a part of my show,
Mhm.
and you have a great day. I mean, is there anything else that you'd like to add before we say goodbye to the audience?
Now I want to do one maybe how they used to do at the end of Soul Train. We said peace, love, and soul.
Now we got to visualize ourselves going down the line,
Yeah, I'm telling
down
you,
the soul
that's
train line.
for the
Right,
saints. No,
right.
everybody say, well, take care of yourself and others.
Yes. So again, thank you for being a part of Talks with Toy, and look forward to seeing you in the future of, like I say, what you're doing and how you're doing it. Stay in touch with us. Maybe we'll bring you back on later if you have another project or something that you'd like to talk about.
Absolutely.
So thank you for being a part of it. And for all of you people who are watching, please make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube station. It'll be under Toy Moore, which is TOIMOORE. And I also have a website if you'd like to learn more about me. It's toymore.com. And if you would like to get in touch with me, it's under talkswithtoy@aol.com. I'm one of the old school people. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I'm still an AOL person. So you can contact me with Talks with Toy. But again, thank you for being a part of our podcast. And we look forward to seeing you on the up and coming episodes going forward with Talks with Toy. And never know what's going to happen, never know what we're going to talk about, but whatever it's going to be, it's going to be fun. All right, you guys have a good day. And thank you again, Rob, for being a part of our podcast. You have a great day too.
All right. Thank you.
PR Connections Radio thanks you for watching this podcast. Check out more episodes of this show and our others at prconnectionsradio.com.